Bill Gates wants to kill the food supply. Countries around the world want to kill the food supply. They want to kill the cows. They want to kill the birds. It's not COVID, now it's bird flu. Let's kill all the birds. Let's kill all the cows. Why? Because they want to starve everyone to death. Given that everything is basically supply and demand, when it comes to prices, the more livestock they kill, the higher the prices. And so they're going to continue to kill the cows and the birds and anything else that they can so that they can kill the people. Again, people don't want to take the vaccine, so what's left? Kill the food supply. Poison the food supply. Do you know that...
But what's happening to our food?
The video died. Do you know that our food is illegal in most other countries? And that says a lot, because a lot of these videos that we're going to see are coming from other countries. This is where we get our food. But they don't want our food. Nobody wants our food because it's so toxic. It causes cancers and the like. And so they continue to do all sorts of Frankenstein-like things with the food. Not to produce more food, but to produce more toxic food that kills people in mysterious ways. Poisoning is a very mysterious type of thing because you don't know where it's coming from. What could it be? And all you can do is go to the doctor. The doctor doesn't really know, so they give you a pill. The same people that own the food supply pretty much own the drug supply, the pharmacia supply. They make money on the medicine. The sicker they can make you with the food, the more money they make behind the scenes. It's a win-win for all of these industries that are owned by the same people. But the aim and the goal is Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. They want to kill and exterminate. They want to mass murder. It's like being in Jonestown, and there's no escape. There's no escaping the grid. There's no escaping the New World Order. There's no escaping Bill Gates until people bring the rope. And that's basically what's going to have to happen if people are going to survive. The eugenics programs, they're not only poisoning the food, the air, the water, introducing bioweapons, injecting us with the death vax. But they're doing everything they can to call humanity. Just looking at this disturbing video, the food is so bad that even the dogs won't eat it. In many cases, they know there's something wrong with the food. And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that there is something definitely wrong with the food, especially in America. Our food is illegal in most other countries. Can you taste the toxins? Can you taste the poisons? Most of the time, not. Because of the artificial flavors and sweeteners. What's important to realize right now is that Bill Gates is trying to do a hostile takeover of the food supply. He wants to control it. He wants to inject it. He wants to poison it. He's on a rampage. He wants to kill billions and billions and billions of people. And he's killed many with the vaccines, but he's not going to stop. Why are they banning TikTok? They don't want people to know. It's just like everything else, they censor and they silence the truth because they don't want people to know. We should all be concerned about what's in the food supply because it's basically beyond imagination. You couldn't imagine putting this kind of crap in the food, all of these chemicals and the like. And there's a long list of chemicals that they put in our food that's not in other people's food around the world, so that it lasts longer on the shelf, so that it's cheaper to make. It's like fillers. But these fillers cause disease. And these diseases make big money for Big Pharma. It's just nasty. Thinking about the mystery meat. Thinking about what people are forced to eat. They want to kill off the real food so that we can eat the synthetic food like being in the Matrix or something. No real food for you. No organic food for you. It has to be transgenic. Has to be GMO. Has to be artificial. So that you'll become artificial. The saying in biology is, you are what you eat. And so if everything you eat is artificial and transgenic, then basically you become transgenic and artificial. And of course, cancer-causing chemicals is just the least of our concerns with what they're putting in the food supply. Gender-bending chemicals, hormone blockers to feminize you. Chemicals to make you fat. Chemicals to make you dumb. Have you been feeling the brain fog after eating some of this food out there in the grocery stores or in the restaurants? They're dosing the food to make you fat, to make you feminized, to make you dumb, to make you confused. This is basically an act of war. They're trying to make us defenseless by turning us into fat, dumb, feminized men. This is an attack on our inner warriors, our inner fighters, and our inner survivors. And so they're doing everything they can to basically attack us in ways that are like a shadow war or a cold war. If they started lining people up and shooting them on the street.
After reading this comment, I definitely had to do some research, and I found out this one's actually true. Pop-Tarts and a long list of other foods and drinks use an additive called propylene glycol, which is also the active ingredient inside of engine coolants, various paints and varnishes and enamels. But
the video guy, they're even putting antifreeze into most of the food that you're eating so that it'll last longer. And even like a lot of the bottled water, it doesn't freeze in the freezer because there's antifreeze in it. People are like, what's going on? But they're killing people this way because it's like climate change. It's sudden and mysterious. There's plausible deniability. Who did it? Who done it? You end up being like Columbo. What's going on? If they were lining people up on the street and shooting them like back in the day, people would rise up. They would shoot back. They would defend themselves. They don't want that. That's why they basically do it like this. It's called silent weapons. Slow kill. And it's part of the genocide program. You're probably aware of it. You've seen the chemtrails. You've seen what the vaccines did. You know the government's after you. It's after everybody. Don't try to understand why. It's like trying to understand Jeffrey Dahmer. These people are the way they are. You know they're crazy. They want World War III, etc., etc. But this is how they do it. This is how they make the magic happen. This is why cancer rates are doubling and tripling basically every year. Don't ask me what the video guy is doing because the video guy is basically always on vacation. We need a new video guy. But this is how they operate. And the more you know about the food, the crazier it gets. You don't want to eat anything. You don't want to eat any of it. You want to grow your own. And guess what? They're banning gardening. They're trying to ban farmers. They don't want you growing real food. What they want you doing is eating their synthetic poisons. And now they basically control the food supply, which is a very dangerous thing. These people not only control the food supply, they control the water supply, they control the energy, they control the science, they control the technology, they control the politics, they control the television. They control it all. We're just like cows grazing in the pasture, waiting for the slaughterhouse. Moo cows. But basically, we've compiled all the videos that we've seen, basically, on what they're doing to the food here, and it speaks for itself. If bugs eat the food, they die. But since you're bigger than bugs, it takes longer for you. But the food is toxic. And with the GMOs, and check out this video. I mean, this is frightening. The GMOs basically make the plants produce poisons on the inside. So, like, you can't scrub it off. That's the big thing with GMOs. Instead of having to spray like Monsanto, basically the plants are producing the pesticides inside. So there's no washing it off. There's no scrubbing it off. That's the problem with GMOs, on top of many other things. Not all GMOs are making pesticides, but all GMOs are basically having side effects, like the vaccines.
This ice cream is so fake that they can't even call it ice cream. It's called a frozen dessert instead.
And they make GMOs that way they can patent it and own it. And that way now the cucumber is exclusively theirs. The tomato is exclusively theirs. And
Pringles potato chips. You can't eat just one, right? That's what the saying is. Guess why? It's because they're chemically engineered in a factory to hijack your taste buds and make you addicted to them.
it's like so many other products too, the MSGs and the like. They put basically drugs that addict you to their poisons so that you keep coming back for more. They'll stop at nothing. Absolutely nothing. But basically, you know, GMOs are doing a lot of different things. They all have side effects like the vaccines. They tell you it's safe and effective, but it's not. They have their reasons for doing it. They make money on the back end. They own the plant now. It's exclusively theirs. And it also kills people, which is what they need. They think there's too many useless eaters out there. The rich people are concerned when they see all of these people basically rising up and burning down the establishment for various reasons. They don't want people rising up. They don't want people out of control. And that's why they fluoridate you and dumb you down. And, you know, what's in the food is just half of the story. But they got a new secret weapon. And it's not just the food for killing people and for maintaining control. It's these cell towers, these death towers. They're like a Trojan horse weapon system parked in everybody's neighborhoods. And the technology behind them is far more advanced than most people can appreciate or realize. These things are basically self-aware, plugged into a Skynet system that was given to us by Obama and the like, plugged into the deep state, plugged into the social media. And as soon as you start stepping out of line, speaking out against the system, whether it be food or anything else, immigration, politics, as soon as you get flagged on social media, you are now on the list. And then these towers begin to beam you with low doses of radiation that you can't feel for the most part. What you feel is the side effects. Now pay attention to this. If you've been feeling off since the rollout of 5G, since the rollout of COVID, some kind of health issue, recurring headaches, recurring back problems, pain not associated with an injury, heart palpitations, chronic fatigue, vertigo, ringing in the ears. If you've been experiencing these 5G symptoms, you're already under attack. They're softening you up. This system mimics the stages of a disease to make you think it's natural causes. It's mysterious, like the poisons in the food. You don't know where it's coming from. You try to detox. You go to the doctor. You take the pills. You do everything you can. But this is the missing ingredient that people are, for the most part, unaware of. This active denial weapon system that we call cell towers or death towers. these things are attacking people right now, killing people right now. It's so bad that the television has to cover it up and say it's the Russians. And they try to make it seem like it's a distant thing, like the Havana Syndrome. But if you look at these Havana Syndrome documentaries, 60 Minutes and the like, the comments are full of people, me too, me too. This is a huge thing right now. People are being attacked by energy weapons. And it's not just silent attacks or secret attacks. This system will actually begin to harass you, torture you, and attack you in an overt way. Strange vibrations. You can feel the microwaves, especially at night. And so basically this system attacks. And many people are being attacked, and the TV is like, oh yeah, it's the Russians. No, it's the 5G. It's the cell towers. It's the smart city infrastructure. It's the grid. The entire grid has been weaponized. While we were basically doom scrolling from crisis to crisis, they were rolling out energy weapons in a massive way. And we've done pretty much endless reports on this to let people know just how bad it is. But this is the secret eugenics program that nobody's talking about. Technology is much more advanced than where people think it is. And so if you're being targeted by these death towers, and most people are right now, most people are affected by this, you have to protect yourself. The only way to protect yourself is basically EMF shielding. People have tried, running from this city to city, state to state, country to country, burning down death towers and the like. It follows you wherever you go. There's a redundant system out there. It's like a mesh network, one thing after another. The only solution until everybody basically wakes up and starts burning down these towers collectively is to protect yourself with EMF shielding. This is why we continue to recommend the book Transhuman Genocide, The Ultimate Guide to Directed Energy Weapons, Artificial Intelligence, and EMF Shielding. This book talks about not only the scenario, the problem, the weapons, but also the solutions. Making a safe room, making EMF armor, and it goes way beyond aluminum foil or mylar. Aluminum foil and mylar is not enough to stop these military-grade energy weapons. These are bunker-busting weapons. They know about aluminum. They know about mylar. This is why basically they took lead out of the paint. They don't want people to have any type of real protection out there like the ivermectin or the hydroxychloroquine. This book provides all the recipes for things that you can find on the internet to make robust military-grade shielding that works. And it talks about the strategies. You need a multi-layered approach. It's like many of the things that you see out there, they show you this diagram of all the layers that it has. You need multi-layers of protection to protect against every range or region in the EMF spectrum. Some weapons are ELF, extremely low frequencies. Some weapons are microwaves. Some weapons are X-rays. Some weapons are particle beams. Some weapons are basically cosmic rays and hybrids of different regions of the EMF spectrum. When you get hit with EMF weapons, you don't really know where it's coming from. You don't know what kind of weapon it is, and you certainly don't know what frequency they're broadcasting on. Most EMF meters really only pick up commercial traffic. That means they don't pick up X-rays, they don't pick up particle beams, they don't pick up ELF. So for the most part, the meter won't tell you exactly what frequency that you need. But shielding has to be paired with that frequency type. And there's different types of shielding materials for different types of frequencies. This is why you need a multi-layered, robust, broadband spectrum protection. And it really is complicated. Electromagnetism is complicated. This book is basically like a phone book. It's pretty much that thick. There's a slim version of it where it's 2 parts so that it's thinner, easier to read. But basically, this book will stand out on your bookshelf. But it has everything that you need. And it's basically like free compared to what other books like this run on Amazon, for example. Books like this on Amazon run for up to $1,000, and it's mostly math, and it doesn't really tell you anything. This book on Amazon retails for between $30 and $40, depending on the version that you get. The ebook is like $10. It's basically a steal. We're putting this book out there, this information out there, which basically compiles all of the latest research from universities, top minds in electromagnetism, and the conclusions of field testing against this weapon system. This book is beyond comprehensive. Not getting this book and not understanding what we're up against is a huge mistake. You'd definitely be cheating yourself if you didn't get this book. And you'd be cheating all the people that you know if you didn't tell them about this book. Because we're all under attack right now. And many people have been killed. And when you see what happens to the victims, it's horrible. It's not like, oops, it's kind of bad. It's beyond horrible. If you've been experiencing the 5G, the eugenics programs, this is what you've been missing. Get this book on Amazon, Transhuman Genocide. You can also get a PDF version on our Patreon. It's only $8, slightly cheaper, but it's a PDF version. So, we've made it accessible. We're talking about it because there's a real problem. These people on television, they all want to kill you. And they're poisoning the food, the air, the water, spraying us like bugs, surrounding us with death towers. You can eat organic, you can filter your water, you cannot get the vaccine. You can opt out of the death vax, but you can't opt out of these death towers. The more you know, the longer you'll last in this Hunger Games. That's pretty much all we can really say about it. The food is bad. What can you do as they jack up the prices? Well, everybody's going to have to work overtime to make it. But it's all going to be for nothing if you're not protecting yourself from these energy weapons. You can have your bunker, you can have your guns, your ammo, your food, your air filters, your water filters, your power supply. You can have all of that. But if you're not protecting yourself from directed energy weapons, it's basically a joke. It's basically a waste of time. They've got energy weapons underground that shoot at the surface, hitting targets on the surface, and people are just totally unaware of how bad the situation is. Don't mess around with this stuff. Don't waste time. If you have this book already, start doing what it says. Start preparing. Start getting the supplies. Start making your safe room. It takes longer than you think. Your pets will thank you. You'll feel it immediately. You'll get your life back. And you'll be able to fight. Really fight against this system. It's counting on your ignorance. It's counting that you don't know about this. That they can just wipe you out. Free of charge. Don't make it free for them to kill you. The longer it takes for them to kill a person and move on, the safer we all are. The more people that shield, the better off everybody will be. That's a guarantee. This is not a joke. This is not a test. This is not a drill. You see what they're doing to the food, the air, the water. You see the politics, the open borders. You see the taxes and all of that. You think they're going to stop there? See what they're doing with World War III? You don't think these people would nuke you with energy weapons? They're doing it. Because it's free of charge. It's the perfect crime. They can get away with it. They can call it climate change. You can think it's the vaccines. check out our other videos. You'll see even more stranger than fiction stuff there, to say the least. Feel free to repost and mirror our content. Till the next time, if you're listening to this, you are the Resistance.